All right. Hey, what's going on, family? So, I just wanted to, come and touch bases with everyone here, just really quickly, because I'm getting a couple different, maybe side conversations, if you will, about Daisy, right? So, really quickly, do want to just touch bases. I just recently put in the pin on the page about the the promo pages, right? So keep in mind, family, that we are more than just Daisy, right? We are an investment group where we offer a portfolio, for lack of a better word, of different investment options that you, myself, everyone can participate in, right? There's no particular order in which anyone can do anything, right? You can get started in one platform, get started with another, and 2, 3, 6 months from now, right? You got some people who, like myself, just jumped in and got started with everything. Okay. Well, I'm involved in everything except for I don't have an Amazon store. And at this time, I also am not currently involved with mortgage notes. And my reason, and if you're able to get an Amazon store, great, do that. If you can get mortgage notes, great, do that. I'll just share my reason. And that's just because right now, um, for the Amazon stores, number one, they're not taking any applications at this point until March. To get an Amazon store, also, you need to have 30,000 liquid, and the investment is $25,000. But keep in mind when it comes to investing that this is all we're looking long term, right? So I just want to make a couple things clear here. If we're looking for quick, fast money, can that be achieved here? Yes, potentially. Although referring is not necessarily required, but I will share with you, with each platform, yes, the more you share and people get started because you shared with them, you can make quick, fast referral money. Okay, that's what I did. That's what I do. Right now, we're going to have some people in here who either think that they can't refer or share just a link, which is the promo page. I'm not, I'm not a super referrer, right? I just use the tools and let them work for me. I do a lot of marketing, if you will, through social media. I'm posting something about the investment group all the time. I promote the investment group, not just one particular platform. Lately, I've been doing a lot of Daisy, but even still, and when I promote Daisy, I promote and use my promo page for people to get additional information, right? So then when they go to the promo page, they can see everything. People will click around on the website, trust me. Some of you who I've invited here, you did that, right? I did it. So the promo pages work. Um, and then after that, I just follow up and I ask and I help to answer clarifying questions. But that's going to help a lot of people. Now, if you think that you are afraid to share or you don't want to share, that's fine too, because each platform is just an investment component. Investing takes time. There's going to be an emotional side of it that you have to put your emotions to the side. You will see your account balance fluctuate, go up and down. You're going to make some money, you're going to lose money. That's going to happen all the time inside of investing. If anyone can show me an investment where it just went straight up, please let me know and I will follow you into that platform. I promise. Like, let me know. But I have not known of any investment that goes straight up. There's always going to be these dips. It's going to be ups and downs. So that's why I think it's very important whenever you all get a chance to make sure that you check out the intro to investing. Quick. I don't want to say quick, but I did a Zoom or a webinar on investing. It talks about these things, right? So in either case, we want to look at things from the long term. So I do want to just share a few things when it comes to Daisy in particular, because that's where a lot of the questions are coming from. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. And I hope my screen is still being shared. But a couple things I just want to point out with Daisy, okay? Remember, Okay. Number one, if you go back and read the slides, make sure you read this. Very important. It's right here. Um, right here, right? Make sure you read that. Now, when it comes to Daisy, here's a few things to keep in mind that I'm just going to skim through because all of this is more detailed on the presentation that Rabu did. Okay, so you might want to just take the time and just look at that. But a couple things that I wanted to point out as things start to load up. Okay, so first and foremost, keep in mind that we are investors first. That's always what I want to share. We are investors first. Okay, so as a result of that, this is one of their investment strategies. Okay, where, and keep in mind, to even get started with Endotech, to get started in Endotech, you need $1 million of capital. They won't even have a conversation with any one of us without $1 million in capital. Okay. The other thing is that there's an entry fee of 125,000. So to even get started with Endotech under normal circumstances, all of us would need to have at least $1.125 million. Okay. So I wanted to point that out. So this isn't no, it's the real deal here, right? And I want you all to also look at this. This particular strategy, okay, they started January 2018, and this particular strategy, you see here it says average annual return was 814%. It also says here the worst daily loss was 15.5%. Worst daily loss. And then here, it actually, in that period of time, they had 21 winning months and 13 months of losses, but they still were able to average out about an 800% return. You follow what I'm saying? So losses is part of the game, right? I mean, even down to if you relate it to sports, most sports teams, I don't know of any sports team that went completely undefeated, right? I guess you still got the Miami Dolphins, but you know, it's a rarity, right? I mean, even if you're a basketball fan, whoever your team is, it doesn't matter. Even if they make it to the playoffs, they lost some games going to the playoffs. It's part of it, right? So I wanted to point that out. The next thing I wanted to point out, okay, is in another particular strategy here, right? This was just so that's the investment piece. Rabu does a really good job of explaining that. So this is what I want to get to is this part, right? So number one, keep in mind that regardless, we're not talking about matrix, we're not talking about referral money, just straight the investment piece and how they are allowing us to participate in their investment strategies on the retail side, where we all can get started with as little as $100. So if you come in with a $100 pack, right? So that's tier one. $50 is going to go into the trade account. $50 is going to go to the crowd fund. Okay. So what's going to happen here is, let's say, hypothetically, there's a 300% return. So that means you're still going to get a 300% return on the total amount here that you funded. So that means $100 will turn into $300 for you. Now, this can happen in a month. This can happen in 3 months. Whatever it is, this is, on a very conservative side of how one can literally triple their $100, even if that's all that. Now, keep in mind, even here, you want to make sure that you're only contributing, or you did contribute, or you invest an amount that you are not looking for a period of time. I look at things long term. So the money that I'm investing, I know that I don't need or will not miss it or want it for at least 6 months. That's going to be very, very key here for wherever you decide to get started. So then again, this is, if we look at everything here on the investing side, let's take the matrix out, let's take out all of that. That's all kind of like more like bonus money. I call it mailbox money. It's extra. But if we're looking at just the investing side, the tiers that you come in at, so if you want to come in at tier 4, that means that's a total of $1,500. If you want to come in at tier 7, that means you invested $12,700. But you're getting that potential 300% return or more on this, whatever it is that you completely invested. So to the point where in December, in December, they had a 500% return. That means here, if you would have in December, if this would have launched, invested $700, you would have had a return of $3,500 in 1 month. Right? So this is what this dollar amount is. Now, keep in mind, the returns are not guaranteed. Past performance does not indicate future performance, but it's a good indication of what could potentially happen. That's why I still say invest what you're comfortable investing, right? So now, so I'm working my way onto, for example, Pack 8. It's 25,000. That's where I'm trying to get to next, right? So that means if I had 25,000 invested in Indotech back in December, that would have, with a 500% return, that would have yielded me, what's that? $125,000. That's just the trading side. There's so much money with this particular platform. Okay. So now I just wanted to make that clear. Now, as we start to look at the referral piece, the mailbox money, keep in mind, okay, yes, spillover and all that stuff, right? When things reopen, there's going to be no requirements here, okay? So here's the thing that I want everyone to understand. Just because you get started at level 4, remember, level 4, the most you'll ever earn is so even if you get spillover, if you're in a great spot for spillover and you're only relying on spillover, you're not referring anyone, okay? The most amount of people that will fall in your matrix is 81 people. And you would only get paid not assuming all 81, if all 81 people get packs 10, that does not mean you're gonna make $100 million, right? If all 81 people get started, you're only able to get paid on all 81 of those people who also purchase pack 4. You will not, even with the no referral requirements, you're not getting paid on someone who also gets started with level 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and up, right? You're only going to get paid on all of these 81 people who also purchase pack 4. And then the way that works, okay, this is how we can all calculate it, okay, is that all 81 people also get pack 4, or they have also upgraded to pack 4, assuming your matrix does fill out with 81 people. Level 4, if we go back up, how much is level 4? I think I went too far. Level 4 is $1,500. So that's a total of that 81 people, those 81 people who have funded a collective of $121,500. You will then get 3% of that. So times 3%. So the most you would make here, assuming your matrix fills out, it's still good money. Okay. So you just invested 1,500, you got matrix, and all 81 people fall into your matrix. All 81 people also get to pack 4. That will yield you $3,645. You have more than still doubled your money. Right? Now, here's what the strategy is once you have gotten your money, you then upgrade. You basically have to pay for the difference. So now tier 5, to go to tier 5, that costs $1,600. You just made $3,600. So what I would do is I would take from that 3,600, I would take $1,600, go into tier 5, and now in tier 5 that has opened up my matrix to now be in a position to have 243 people fall into my matrix. Okay, so now once more, assuming after I did that, my matrix fills back up, all 243 people also get started or upgrade up to level 5. I will then take 243, and the total for level 5 is, or pack 5 or tier 5, whatever you want to call it, is 3,100. So 243 times 3,100, and I got it right here because that's how much tier 5 is. When you do the math on that, you get $753,300, right? And now, according to the matrix, because that's now in tiers 1 through 7, you still get paid 3% of that. So times 3%. So now that comes out to be $22,599 that you just earned. Okay. So just because you're in level 5 does not mean you're getting 92,000. You're going to get less than that because this is assuming that someone is in level 7. So, but you're going to get more than this because this is assuming that the person is only in tier 1. So now, if you are at level 7, you have now opened your matrix to get a total of 2,187 people to fall into your matrix. Okay. So now, if you are, and this is where I am currently, right? I invested enough to get me to level 7. To get to level 7, this is $12,700. So times $12,700. Okay. It was right here. That's how much level 7 costs. So now, assuming you're also at level 7, and everyone in your matrix, 2,187 people, also get to level 7 or upgrade to level 7, you're going to get 3% of that. And if you do the math, that's $27,774,900 times 3%. That's where this 833,247 comes into place, assuming all 2,187 people who fell into my matrix also got to level 7 or more. I hope this kind of clears this up. So now I want to address this. So once more, keep in mind, if you're only getting started, let's say at level 2 or level 3, let's say you're at the level 2 level, you're only getting paid off of 9 people falling into your matrix. To get started with level 2, that's $300. Okay, it's right here. $300 times 9 people. That means that the 9 people that fell into your matrix, because that's the most that you would get, would be $2,700, assuming all 9 people also at least got started with level 2 or tier 2. Then, because you're at level 2, it says tiers 1 through 7, you get 4% here on level 2. So 2,700 times 4%, that means you just contributed $300, but you just made 108. So now this is why the goal is to this is how you take advantage of the first 48 hours, because there's no restrictions here, no requirements. Okay. So everything is just your matrix is going to open up based on what tier you're at. And keep in mind, the tier that you're at is all depending on what you are comfortable with investing right here. So I just want to I just want to make sure it's clear here that if you're getting started with 1, 2, or 3, okay, it's possible to earn your way up through matrix to start getting this bigger money and things like that. But but we might just have to take some time to help you to, go up in tier in packs. If you're not comfortable with that yet, then that's, you'll earn but it's not going to be, I don't want anyone to think that they got started with level 3 or level 4 that they're going to earn $30,000, right? That's probably not going to happen if you're only focusing and looking at matrix money. Now, here's the thing though. If level 1, 2, or 3, or wherever you are is where you're comfortable at, and your goal is say, look, I really want to get to level 10, that's my end goal. Then you look at everything else, right? Because as your matrix grows, on anyone, now you have to start looking at potentially either sharing this with people, because as when you share it with people, anytime that they earn from the matrix, you yourself will get a 10% check match. So prime example, one of the people that I got started was Monique. She's on my team, right? She's working with me directly. So if she makes $100,000 in matrix money, I'm going to get paid 10% of that. Okay. So then that's how you start to kind of use some of your you use some of your earnings to help you upgrade. Furthermore, okay, and then this is all just extra mailbox money. Like I really don't even like to spend too much time here because it's just mailbox money. The main thing, if you're not going to be referring, okay, because then also if you're referring, you do get 5% of whatever someone gets started with. So again, if we're and I'm sorry, Monique, I'm just your name popped in my head first. So if Monique gets started with whatever pack she gets started with, it doesn't matter. Okay, so if she gets started, when and if she decides to get up to level 10, when she gets there, in 5% referral, they would have paid me just an extra 5 grand. But here's the thing: Monique is worried about this. Her primary focus would then be $102,000 invested in trading over time, yielding a minimal return of, let's say, 300%. And what happens if that happens every month? What happens if that happens every month with $100, right? It's just all perspective. Okay. The numbers are always going to be the same. The numbers are just going to be different based off the dollar amount. So even if you get started with $100 and they're averaging a 300% return per month, that means after the first month, your 100 is now worth 300. If you don't touch it, going into the second month, your 300 is now worth 900. You see how you can start to build over time, but we have to look at this 6 to 12 months, right? In the third month, your 900 is now worth, what's that, 2100 with a 300% return, because we're now compounding. Your 2100 in month 4, by the end of month 4, assuming a still same 300% return, right? You're at about $6,400 right there. You follow what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about, right? This is great. This is great, and this will help a lot of people make a lot of money fast, depending on where you are, what pack you get started with. But the long-term money, this is where the wealth is. I read a quote once that said, rich people look at upfront money, wealthy people look at back-end money. The wealth here is the trading and this equity that we're building up. Because keep in mind, the more tiers you're purchasing in, you're getting the collective of this much in stock shares when they go public. All back-end money. But you got to see this, especially when they're going public. You're talking about a year and a half, 2 years from now. And then on the trading side, you have to think 3 to 6 months. I would say 6 months, right? So everything I'm doing, I'm personally not really expecting a return until the summertime. And then I'm gonna look back and see what's going on. But that's the way my brain works. All right. So I just wanted to share that. I hope this was kind of helpful. And I didn't go through everything else because it's a lot of money. It is, right? It's the potential to earn a lot. And just within, yeah, it really is. Like I wish I could share some numbers from some of the people that I speak with, and there's a huge potential earn here. And also, if anyone feels that they can push for Pacesetter or they want to do it, let's do it. I've created we got the Pacesetter group, but everyone is not invited. You have to identify yourself that you want to be a Pacesetter so that way we can all strategize together. And in that particular group, egos to the side, emotions to the side, we're just talking about how to get it. Okay. So I hope this was helpful. I didn't expect to stay up here long. I hope this wasn't too long. Um, I know we don't really like watching videos and all that good stuff, but this is the best way for me to kind of address a lot, hopefully real quick. Okay. So with that, I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. Okay. And I hope that was helpful. Okay. And I'm sorry, I'm not showing myself today. I'm looking real crazy, but it's all good. All right. So all right, y'all be cool. I hope this was helpful. All right, continue to help each other. I'm out.